subscribe. Tariq Radio. Like and subscribe.
Mr. Brian, can you hop on in the room, sir?
I can hop on in, and I appreciate you having me. And I respect. Listen, I'm one of those white guys who will tell you that freaking when I hear certain people, usually black people, call any Republican an Uncle Tom, I'm uncomfortable. Because
Right.
I think any black man that wants to have a difference of opinion, no matter how bad or how stupid or how uninformed it is, they shouldn't be judged more harshly. Like, that's my whole thing on feminism. Like, women shouldn't be judged more harshly because of the opinions they have. You're free. Like, I'm not going to call you Uncle Tom. I'm not going to say that you're an idiot. I'm not going to, like, black people are free to support Trump. But what is wild to me is think about how Obama addressed, the professor that was arrested outside his house in Cambridge, in Massachusetts. Think about how he talked about the violence, the real violence you're talking about. Yes, it happened under Obama, but we live in a federal country with 50 states where the president doesn't control local policing. And Barack Obama, for all his faults, spoke out against that shit. He actually said eloquent things that meant something to a lot of people about the violence that was meted out under his administration when he was in power about black men and how they were treated. What has Donald Trump ever said that was eloquent or even remotely accurate about
No.
violence for black men that they received, other than I feel like I'm like black people because I'm being persecuted too, which is so laughable. I'm sorry. The idea that he wants to compare himself to black men because of his persecutions for trying to interfere in the election by hiding the fact that he paid off a porn.
Slow down, Brian. No, because Obama saying eloquent words, that didn't help nobody. That didn't do a damn thing. Him saying some eloquent words. That was disrespectful. While he was saying eloquent words, Obama was signing the blue law to protect more cops, sir. So him saying eloquent words, that didn't help none of us. That didn't help none of us. That just kept putting a target on our back, sir. So that was worse, because now we sat up here and we had a black face for white supremacy. That was horrible. So everybody used the excuse, hey, it can't be racism. We got a black president. So what racism? Racism don't exist. Wink, wink,
Sure,
wink.
I think you make a good point. I think you make a good point in the fact that there are a lot of things that Obama did that were not like what were ideal, and there were people who just excused that because he was.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead, Brian. Brian, go ahead. I don't have you muted, sir. I don't know why it has you muted. I don't have you muted, Brian. Brian, go ahead,
All right,
sir.
I'm muted now. So, but my point is that if you want to compare that to Trump, who's like, let them have a damn violence, let the cops be unleashed as hell, like he is not talking in any language to restrain the violence against the people who are oppressed by the police system. He wants to give them a blank check. He's for full immunity. He doesn't want cops to be
They already have
held
it,
accountable at all.
Brian. They already have full immunity, sir. They're not prosecuting any of these cops on a federal level for
I'm
harm.
sorry. No. Objectively, sir, with all due respect, and I respect the fact that, look, I appreciate, I'm just some white dude that you're letting me talk in your space, and I'm here, but I gotta push back. Objectively, there have been way more prosecutions and way more accountability for police in the last 10 years than there has been ever in the last 50 years when it comes to abuse of black bodies and black murder. Okay, George Floyd. We can have a debate about that, but that was the real thing, and there were reactions to that. And the Justice Department intervened after Ferguson under Obama. Okay, the Republican Justice
Slow down. Sir, slow down. The Justice Department didn't do anything about Ferguson. They really didn't do anything.
You're absolutely wrong. They absolutely reviewed the police.
Uh-huh. Oh, let me hear what did they do? Because I was very active around that time out there in that area. What did they do? Go ahead. Darren Wilson, that's the cop. He's still walking around. What did they do? What did Obama's DOJ do? Go ahead, Brian. It might be a double mute, but unmute yourself, Mike. I mean, Brian. Go ahead, Brian. What did they do? I got to hear this, Brian.
All right. So what I'm going to tell you is that the Justice Department, this is really important, and people need to understand this. All right. And as much as I don't like Jeff Sessions, under Trump, he actually said, you know what? I'm not going to prosecute Hillary Clinton. I think your Russia shit is bullshit. And literally, you can do a Passion of the Christ play about Jeff Sessions being flagellated by Trump, how much he was disrespected. This is Jeff Sessions, a white dude
Brian,
from Alabama. Okay, he's not a liberal. All right. What I'm telling you is that the Justice Department, who runs it, matters. And I'm not telling you Merrick Garland's perfect. What I'm telling you is that when these type of things happened, when Obama was in charge, there were Justice Department investigations and there was accountability. There was withholding of funding until they got their shit together. Ferguson was on that list. They literally went to them and said, you suck. You need to do better. Under Trump, none of that happened. You know what happened? He gutted the Civil Rights Department of the Justice Division of the Justice.
Brian, Obama allocated so much money for these cities, sir. Sir, they didn't gut anything. They allocated all types of money for these cities. When I went to Baltimore for the Freddie Gray protest, again, I'm in the mix, man. I'm out here on the ground, feet on the ground, all around the country. They allocated billions of dollars in military grade police weaponry out there, man. It looked like Kuwait, all the resources they had. People were saying it was like overkill, the amount of military spending that they sent out here to these cities. They didn't take no money from these people. They gave them a blank check to suppress us, sir. And this was under Obama.
All right. I gotta check the facts here. First of all,
Go ahead. Go ahead, Brian. Okay, I got a lot of folks raising them hands here. Brian, go ahead. I hope it's not a double mute. It does that sometimes.
I was double mute. Listen, I want, sir, I want to give you, I want to commend you for the respectful dialogue. I really appreciate that because Twitter sucks. We both know this. It's hard to have this. What I'm trying to tell you and I've been looking at this for 20. You know what? I know black don't crack, but I think I'm probably older than you.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like I'm 42. Sorry, fuck me. I'm 43. I just turned 43. I can't deny it. Okay. I've been around and I've been looking at this shit for a long time. And what I can tell you is that it was under the Bush administration that the militarization of the police got out of control. Obama didn't further that. It was just, there were a whole bunch of policies in place before Obama came in that were leaning into the militarization of police. And if you look at my website, realcontextnews.com, I have written about how fucked up the militarization of police is against black Americans for so fucking long. I'm not talking about this, I'm talking about going back to the last century.
Got
Okay. I don't mean the 20th century. I mean like the 1800s,
it.
going
Hold on.
all the way back.
Okay, golly. Well, the plebiscite. There's a lot of plebiscite babbling here. The plebiscite babbling is heavy. But Brian, going back again, we're talking about Ferguson, and you're talking about how they withheld money. They delayed money under an investigation. They didn't withhold any money, sir. What you're saying is a long way around the block. They didn't withhold any money. They would say, okay, before we give you guys money, we're going to have to give these cops some diversity training. They did that little game. They didn't withhold money. There was no accountability. They said, okay, we're killing all these black people. Y'all better go to a museum and watch Roots. And then we're going to allocate $1 billion after you watch
All right,
Roots.
they never sent anyone to a museum and watch Roots, but I promise you, look, you may think it's bullshit, and maybe that's a completely fair appraisal, but the fact of the matter is that actually having diversity training statistically has shown that it does make a difference, because there are certain assholes who are like, well, fuck this, I'm not part of this, I don't need no.
Oh, no, sir, no. You have white supremacist groups joining law enforcement for the purpose of harming us, sir. No,
And
no, no.
that's happening more under Obama than Trump. Is that your claim?
It what? What's it? What?
You're claiming that you're claiming more white supremacists are joining police forces under.
Yes. That's exactly what I'm claiming, sir. When Obama was in office, there was an FBI memo going around saying that there was a big rise in white supremacist groups joining law enforcement. Yes, they were heavy under Obama. And giving a white supremacist suspect a diversity training course, that don't mean anything. That's a slap on the damn wrist. You're giving a green light to all of them. Okay, I can go kill black people, and all I have to do is watch an episode of Roots. Hey, you sure punish me. That's not punishment. You understand what I'm saying? That was a con game. That was a slap on the wrist. That was a green light, sir. And by the way, Brian, I see Brian. Do you work for the DNC, Brian? Because I'm looking at your page. It's very heavily um um Kamalified. Yeah. Sir, are you working for the DNC, Mr. Brian? Because looking at your page, it seems that you are an
Right.
employee.
Well, you or someone else keeps muting me, so I can't respond. But I've never ever been paid any money by the Democratic Party or by any Democratic campaign. I did when I ran. When I ran, hold on, sir.
Mm-hmm.
When I ran for U.S. Senate and lost to the illustrious Angela Alsterbrooks, who was going to be the next senator in Maryland, and I'm excited for that. I did receive one donation from an organized political entity for uh, 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 basically atheists and non-theists and non-religious people. I received a $500 donation from those people. I've never been paid by any Democratic Party organization or any other organized entity. I just received donations from individual people who love my shit, and I receive a lot of hate from people who hate my shit. But the point is,
Or
what
lobbyists.
you are saying right now, hold on, what you are saying right now, this is important, okay? This is very important. So the fact of the matter is that we are in a situation where there's a lot of people, and again, I said this from the beginning. I don't like it when anyone who's white or even when anyone who's black calls anyone who is a black Republican or has conservative views or different views an Uncle Tom. I think that's bullshit. But what I will say is that like the people who the black folks who like Trump, and there are, they exist. I'm not denying their existence, but my goodness, I've never met a group of people who are more out of touch with their community. And I say that as a white male who voted for Hillary in 2016. 70% of white men basically voted. I have more in common with black women in terms of my politics, right? Right, but you have more in common with like literally like 10% of your male gender demographic agree with you. I'm with 30%, so we can have like an anonymous kind of support group if we want, about people who look like us that don't agree with us, right? But the fact of the matter is, the vast majority, because people want to make all this shit about Trump winning black men. At most, he might move the needle a little bit, but it's going to be a difference between 80% or 70%. at best, and maybe even 90%. Like the gap we're talking of, if you're talking about a group of people who the gap is between 70 and 90%, it's not about those people.
Now, hold on, Brian. Hold on. I got to slow you down a little bit. Because as we're going to see at the end of the day of election day, a lot of people are going to be surprised how many black people are actually supporting Trump. Trump has a very significant number of black people who are going to support him. There are a lot of black people, we got to be very honest, who's not really rocking with Kamala, black men and women. A lot of black women, they don't like Kamala. And when some of the white progressive voters who are kind of in the middle, when they see that there's not a lot of black people really supporting Kamala like that, I think that's going to give them the green light to go ahead and go for Trump. Because a lot of people kind of sit by on the fence and watch what black people are doing and see who black people are supporting. And I think a lot of this performative support that they have, that they got to hire all these people to go perform around Kamala, it's not working on the black grassroots. The black grassroots look at that as being very patronizing. And a lot of those white progressive voters see that we on the grassroots, we're not being moved by that. So our inaction towards Kamala might make a lot of those progressives swing over there to Trump. Do you see that kind of happening? Go ahead, Brian. You can unmute yourself, Brian. Go ahead, sir. We're waiting on you to unmute yourself, Brian. Okay, while we're waiting on Brian to unmute, hold on. Just get Kanye real quick. Kanye, hop in, sir.
What's going on, Flex? How you doing, brother?
Good, how are you?
Yeah, I'm noticing the trend. These liberals, specifically these European liberals, right, love to come in our spaces and tell us where we stand with our own fucking community. I think that is the most arrogant thing you could possibly do.
Mm.
Like, how
Can I ask
you
you a
like?
question? Why
No,
you think
no,
that's
no.
arrogant?
Let me. I'm talking to my brother. I'm not even talking to you.
It's good.
Crazy
I
part.
was muted. I was muted. I was supposed to
I'm
respond.
talking to Tariq.
I,
I'm talking to Tariq. I'm
I'm
not talking to you.
asking you why you think that's arrogant.
Listen, anyway, like I was saying, I'll address it. Don't worry. Just one second. Let me finish my point. I know you think what you have to say is more important. I find it amazing as a black man who grew up in Michigan, Arkansas, and Chicago, right? That these people feel like they are more in tune with our community because they're aligned with the Democratic Party. Well, word around the campfire is we not feeling the
Well,
Democratic Party.
I deny that accusation.
Bro, you just got on this stage in front of
No,
1,500
I
people and
know that
said that
my
and just
voting
said,
record
look at you.
matches
Now
with
you trying
black
to
women
overtalk me. Now you trying to
and
overtalk me.
not white men.
Do you respect different opinions or
I
not? Because you
respect your views.
overtalking me in a black face. That's
I'm
crazy.
not telling you that I align with black men or anything else. I'm just telling you that my voting record aligns with black women more than anybody
Okay,
else.
well,
And the
congratulations.
opposite of that is white men.
Do you believe we a monolith, sir?
There
Do you think
are
we a monolith? Okay,
examples
so if
of
we not a
every
monolith, I'm an
ethnicity and
individual,
every
right?
race.
With my own train of thought. I can make my own decisions, correct?
My point to you is that there are examples of
See, this
every
is the
group.
problem with y'all. I don't see color motherfuckers, right? Because that shit only play up until somebody disagree with you. Then all of a sudden, you want to sit up here and tell me I'm out of touch with my community because
No,
I'm supporting the
no,
candidate. I'm
I
supporting
defended
that.
your right to
There
dissent.
are.
And I defended your right to, sir. I
No, no,
defended your right to
you just
dissent.
insulted it though. What do you know? You know more about community than I do.
No, what I
So
said
how
was
can you
that
tell
it
me
was
what I'm out of
wrong
touch
for
with?
people to call you Uncle Toms,
We're not
and
talking about
that was
that.
the
The only
wrong
people doing that these
terminology.
days are Democrats. We're not even talking about that. No, that's not
And what
even
I
part of the
said was that
conversation.
black men have the right to have a different view more than anybody else,
So
and
why are we out of touch
anybody
with our
else
community
does.
then? How are we out of touch with our community if that's the case?
My point is
I
that
know, but how are we out of
90% of
touch with
your
our community?
community doesn't agree with you, and they happen to
How
agree
do you
with
know
me,
that?
who
How do you know
happen to
that?
be a white person,
How do you know that?
and white black women agree with me even more.
How
And
do
so
you know
I
that though?
disagree with my own community, quote unquote. I don't think my community is
How do
white
you
men, by
know
the
that
way.
though? Listen
My
to what you're saying.
community is white men, but
Brian,
white
Brian,
men
Brian, Brian,
disagree
listen
with
to what
me
you're
more
saying,
than
Brian.
any other demographic.
Brian, take a deep
I'm a
breath.
white man.
Brian, take a deep breath, right? Because only a white man will have the audacity to come into a space hosted by a black man who's giving so much to his community back. This brother has helped the community out in so many different ways, black people all across the diaspora, right? Only a white man will have the audacity to come into this space and make the statement that says people who support Trump are out of touch with their community. Yet, I
No,
know
no,
exactly
absolutely.
what
I'm,
you
I'm
are.
not talking
That
about
is
that.
the
Brother,
epitome
brother,
of
brother.
being a white
I
man.
respect you as an intelligent
No, you
human
don't.
being who has to respect reality. And reality is, I know as a white man, I'm a minority among my community in terms of my political views. And you have got to respect the fact that the vast majority of black men, let's leave alone women, do not agree with you. And so you're an
That's simply
outlier
not
and I'm
true,
an
though.
outlier. And
That's
let's
simply not
embrace
true.
it. Don't tell me that most black men support Trump because that's absolute bullshit with no evidence to support it. And don't lie to your people. Respect them. I respect my
Don't
white
lie to
brothers
my
and
people. What do you
sisters,
like?
and
Look, this
I
this is the
respect my
shit
white
that
brothers
y'all,
and
y'all
sisters
look.
when I tell
The
them that I
nerve,
know that
bro.
they
The
don't agree.
nerve. Look, the nerve. Right. The nerve. Like the nerve,
Are you
bro.
telling me most black people
What are
support
you?
Trump? Is that what you're telling me?
You said what now?
Are you telling me most black people support Trump?
Ask yourself this question, right? If
Give
92
me data.
percent,
Give me some
listen,
data,
listen, listen.
brother.
I got you. I know you're a numbers guy, right? If 92% of the black vote supported Barack Obama, right, and that number has been trending down steadily ever since, right, and it has dropped 10 points from Biden to Kamala, and they in the same goddamn election cycle. Now
I
you
can't
ask
even say
yourself,
her name right. It's
how
not
does that happen?
Kamala. It's Kamala. Why?
Whatever the
Like,
fuck I
how
call it, Indian
disrespectful can
broad,
you
whatever,
be to a
look,
black woman to
Kamala,
not pronounce her
Kamala,
name right? No, no,
Camel,
no, 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 no.
Julian
Say
chicken,
her
whatever the
name.
fuck I
Say her
want to call
name.
her.
Say her name. Say her name correctly. Like, why on earth, as a black man, are you mispronouncing a black woman's
She's
name?
not a black
How
woman, sir.
fucked up
She's
is
not a
that?
black woman.
Okay, so you're
She's
betraying your
not.
own racism because
She's
white
not.
people
What do
can
you
be
like? Wait, wait,
racist
wait,
against
wait,
white
wait, wait,
people and
wait. So
black
wait.
people
So
can be
on
racist.
top of you telling me I'm out touch my community, you telling me
Yeah,
who
yeah,
belongs to
you're
my
gonna
community?
call her Kamala. You're out of touch with your fucking
Yeah.
community. Like, no
She's not
question,
black though.
hands
She's not
down,
black.
done.
She even said
Like,
it.
like,
Her
show a
dad says
Jordan
it.
just
What are you
for a
talking about?
check
Her dad
dunk
says
right
it.
now
Wait, so
because
you
you
know more than
don't
her
know what
dad?
the fuck you're talking about.
You know
Oh,
more than her dad?
Do you know her dad?
He says he's not black. He says he's Irish Hindu.
All right, that's wonderful. Do you know her?
Her mom
How
says
does
she's
she?
Indian.
How
What are
does
you
she
talking about?
identify? I don't give a fuck about her father
Oh, so
and
now
how
it's
he
that
identifies.
transracial
I care
nonsense.
about how she
So I
identifies.
don't believe in that. See,
Are you
that's
going to tell me I
verifiable.
can't identify as an Irish American? I'm
Listen,
not
listen,
going to tell you
listen.
how you
Young
should
fella, calm down,
identify.
calm down.
Are
Deep
you
breaths,
going to
deep breaths,
lecture
deep breaths.
Kamala,
Brian, deep
Kamala,
breaths. Brian,
Kamala
Brian,
Harris
Brian,
and how she
deep
should
breaths.
identify?
Deep breaths,
Are
Brian.
you
It's
are
almost
you
over. It's
so
almost over.
sexist and
It's
racist that
almost
you're going to
over.
tell Kamala Harris,
You
the
calling
black
her
woman,
black?
hold
how
on,
she should identify?
hold on, wait, hold on, wait, because Kamala Harris is
It's
not a
not Kamala. I'm sorry, my brother. It's Kamala.
no. As a foundational Black American, we emphasize
Okay, that doesn't mean anything because
no. We put the emphasis on different vowels, sir. So culturally, it's Kamala with foundational Black Americans, and she is
no,
not.
sir, she is her own woman and she gets to define her name, not.
No. Different accents from different cultures. In East India, they'll probably pronounce it Kamala. Over here with foundational Black Americans, we just say Kamala. In Atlanta, there's a street called Ponce de Leon, but in Atlanta, they say Ponce de Leon. And that's just what it is, sir. Now,
And you know what? We live in New Orleans, America, not Nouvelle Orleans.
right. And yeah, and some people from different cultures, they'll pronounce it differently. But we, as foundational Black Americans, we come from a different culture than Kamala Harris. So we put the emphasis on the different syllables in the name. And she's not of our culture, sir. Are you trying to say that she's
I'm
part of?
sorry. She gets to say what her fucking name is.
No, but she's not in our culture, sir. She's not a part of our culture. You don't get to claim our culture.
Tariq. Do I get to call you Tariq because I want to? No. You
People call me Tariq, Tyreek. In the South, they say Tariq, they say Tyree. Different parts of the country, people pronounce my name different.
sir,
I
you get
flip
to
on it
define your name.
sir, because I understand the culture and the nuances of different accents. So it's not a.
I understand the nuances of code switching,
But
but my
yeah, but
point is
oh no. But yeah, if somebody tries to co-opt our culture and tries to pretend to be of our lineage, well, we can pronounce her name any damn way we please, sir. You dig? since she wants to co-opt our culture any way she pleases and talk about making greens in a weird way that we don't do, well, we can say her name in any weird way we feel like, sir. That's how that works. You understand?
Actually, you're ignorant and you're wrong.
No, sir.
She gets to define her name. You get to define your name. I get to define my name.
But she doesn't get to define our culture, and she's not a part of our culture. She's not a part of our lineage, sir. She's not a foundational Black American woman. She's not of our culture. So we don't owe her any type of cultural camaraderie. You see how that works? Hmm? Come on, Brian. We don't owe her cultural camaraderie. She's not of our culture. She's an
I absolutely agree. No Black American owes her anything. Period. Full stop. No Black American owes her anything in terms of cultural camaraderie. But if she tells you her fucking name is pronounced a fucking way, you fucking pronounce her name her fucking way.
No, whatever my accent is, I have a foundational Black American tongue. I'm not East Indian, so it's not going to come out Kamala all the time, and that's just what it is. I'm from a different culture, sir, so that's how it's.
Again, you don't owe her your vote. You don't owe her your support. But if she says my fucking name is this, you fucking call her that. The same way a trans kid that wants to be said as he, what do you lose calling?
What's a trans kid, Brian? What's a trans kid? And Brian, watch your language because we do have young people here, Brian. We do have young people here. This is not a meth lab. We do have a lot of teens here. So can you watch your language? Now, what's a trans kid, Brian? What the hell is a trans kid? Talk to me, Brian. You said if a trans kid, what the hell is a trans kid? Come on.
Maybe stop muting whoever's muting me. Stop muting me, and then I can respond.
And,
Don't be like
but,
respond, and then I'm muted. That's bullshit. But number one, number two, there are no teenagers.
Brian, like I said, we have teens in here. We have young people in here. We have high school students. So I'm saying, watch your language. I know a lot of you.
Fine. I'll watch my language. Stop muting me.
Right.
Number one. Number two.
Because
Fine.
I'm around us slumming. So let's watch your language. Now, what's a trans kid? So let's explain that. Go ahead.
A trans kid is any kid that thinks he's trans or she's trans. And here's the thing. My point to you is, okay, I'm not.
So that's not an answer, sir. That's not a definition. What's a trans kid? What's a trans kid?
I know you don't like the cursing, but you keep fucking muting me, so stop it.
And you can't curse and then say stuff and then run and change the subject, sir. You cannot.
I'm not changing the subject. I'm trying to answer you, and you mute me when I'm trying to answer you, and that's not cool.
But you're going to have to answer the question, sir. Go ahead.
I'll answer your damn question. I will answer your damn question.
By the way, you see how these Democrats get? You see how they act when we don't go along with their program, ladies and gentlemen.
I'm trying to engage with you, and you.
It's the when they can't deceive you, it gets violent, man. When they can't deceive us, when we ain't going for the okie doke.
Brother Tariq, listen, I'm not trying to be violent, but you keep interrupting.
When we don't go for the okie doke, they go right into slave master mode. It's say her name. It's Toby. Listen to this man. Say her name right. It's Toby. Sound like he has a whip in his hand.
Say
an episode of Roots. You better pronounce the name right. You better do it's. We're plantation property to these people. We are plantation property to these people, ladies and gentlemen. This is what we're saying about these damn white Democrats. They look at us as property, and when we don't go along with the program, they get verbally violent and then physically violent. Go ahead, Brian.
So that, all right, all of that is.
Go ahead, Brian. Tell me about the trans children. What the hell is a trans child? What makes a child a trans? Go ahead, Brian. This is why Kamala Harris's numbers are funky right now. She has every A-list celebrity endorsing her, and she's still basically tying with Trump, who don't have her budget or half the star power supporting her. This is why she's struggling along in the election right now. This right,
Wait, you realize she's outraised him by $1 billion. Again, I mean, you're uninformed.
and she hasn't outpaced him as far as the polling. She has billions of dollars.
Right. Can we talk about the polling, or are you gonna
Let's talk about it. Yeah, she's outpaced him by $1 billion. She has all of these A-list celebrities stumping for her, and she's still losing in the polls right now, sir. Go ahead.
All right, sir, will you stop freaking muting me and interrupting me?
Go ahead. Tell me about these.
Thank you, sir, because I respect you having me as a guest in your space, but I'm trying to have a dialogue. And every time you disagree with me, you just mute me and talk over me.
Tell me
So
about
that's nonsense. That's nonsense. If I ran a space, I would not do that. And this has nothing to do with. I want to be clear about this. This is a black Indian, American, Jamaican woman defining herself. And you are spitting in the face of how she chooses to define herself. And you're trying to lecture a white person who happens to be standing up for her right to define herself as she is.
but she is not of my and our lineage, sir. We are called foundational Black Americans. We are not immigrants, sir. We don't have nothing to do with that woman's lineage. And you are giving the impression that we owe her some kind of cultural camaraderie. She's not of our culture. She's not of our lineage. And you and nobody else is going to define or redefine who our
You
lineage.
keep interrupting me. So my point is, it's not that you.
Because yes, if you say something, we're having a dialogue. I'm not going to sit here and let you spew a bunch of Democrat DNC talking points. This is not a campaign rally for the damn DNC. This is a dialogue, sir. And I'm not one of these little church sambos that y'all go to and they sit up here waiting on the catfish nuggets and let you spew your nonsense. We're going to hit you back with truth to power, sir. So that's how that works over here. You're
You
going to
can
have.
hit me back, but you keep muting me when I'm trying to
Because
speak and make a point.
I'm not going to let you plebiscite babble. You're plebiscite babbling, not plebiscite. It's plebiscite. You're mayo splaining and
It's so clever and cute, but you literally don't make me make my points. You literally interrupt.
because you are not going to disrespect the Black people here by telling us our culture. You've been condescending to not just me, all the Black people in here, also Black voters. So you're not going to be condescending. You're not going to tell us who we support. Yeah, Black men don't support no damn Trump. You don't know who Black people support. So how you going to come tell Black people who we support? You're not of our culture either.
I'm an expert on polling data.
I don't give a damn about no polling data. I live in the Black community, sir. I have a Black family. I have Black ancestors. We have Black friends in here now who I talk to every damn day. We know more about Blackness than you or your damn polling, sir.
I don't know. I talk to a ton of black people about this stuff all the time, and guess what?
Don't talk to Black people. I live the Black experience. We in here live the Black experience, sir. We don't have to go to a poll. You do not know better than us, sir. Do you
I
understand?
don't know, but the polls show that black people don't like Trump on average.
You don't know.
And you're telling me that more black people like.
Black folks don't like Kamala on average, sir. That's what you don't want to admit. We don't like Kamala. Do you understand that?
You speak for you.
Now, how you mean I speak for me and you gonna sit up here and speak for Black people? I'm telling you what Black people are saying. Black people generally do not like Kamala Harris, sir.
You sound like Trump. People are saying, I'm glad you have.
No. I'm talking about from the Black experience. I would know more about the Black experience than you, sir. What do you know about the Black experience? School me, sir.
I will school you because every single poll shows the vast majority of black Americans have never ever voted for a Republican in the last 30 years. So what the hell are you talking about?
Hold on, let me get some of the family in here. Khan, get in here, man.
There's no family. I don't care about the family. Every black voters have overwhelmingly rejected.
This is a dialogue. You're not gonna be the only person speaking. We got people in here who want to talk.
You keep interrupting me. You never let me make my point. There's no poll that.
This is a dialogue, dude.
There is not one poll that.
This is a dialogue. You're not the only one who gonna speak. Massa Brian. This ain't the damn Candyland plantation where you just get to speak and everybody got to shut up. The hell is wrong with you? I'm letting other people speak. You out of your damn mind. You hush your mouth now, you coloreds, and listen to me. You're being uppity now. Oh, hush your mouth before I get a switch to you. The hell is wrong with you, man? The Democrats are insane. The Democrats are all goddamn insane.
Can
But
you give me 30 seconds without
hold
interrupting me, and I'll leave?
on, Grimes.
What's up, brother?
Good Lord.
Crash out, Brian. Crash out. Come on, man. Fight back, Brian. Shit. No, for real though. Peace to everybody.
Folks, there's not one
But here,
poll ever
listen,
that
hold on,
showed Trump
sir.
with
Calm down.
more black
Calm
support
down. And you
than
have a
Kamala.
Ukrainian flag, sir. So I'm inclined to believe that you might be from
Baba
Ukraine,
Ukraine.
sir. I see how you might be from Ukraine, and we already seen on video
I'm
how
Irish,
you're.
brother. I
Excuse me,
ain't from
sir.
Ukraine. I
Sir.
just support.
Sir.
I'm
Calm down.
cross-cultural. I
Don't be
support.
triggered, sir. Don't be triggered. We saw
I'm
how
not
your
triggered. I'm
people
not.
got
I'm not
down
Ukrainian.
with those.
I'm Irish,
Hold on,
bro. I'm
sir.
just telling you I'm
Let me
Irish.
speak. Let somebody else speak for a change.
Okay,
Don't
but
crash
don't
out,
tell
all
me I'm
right?
Ukrainian. I love
Sir,
Ukraine, but I'm not
sir,
Ukrainian.
sir. We seen how your people get down to against those African immigrants
My
when Putin
people.
invaded Ukraine. So the fact that you're acting the way that you're acting right now shows that you got some white supremacist horns right there. And
All those African immigrants in Ukraine. Yep.
now, brother Tariq. Now, what's up to you, brother? Now, as far as that video you posted where that liberal Karen was crashing out against that sister for having a different opinion and not getting behind Kamala,
Yeah.
that just shows you right there the entitlement that these people have
Yes.
to try to just sway us a particular way and for not falling in line. And it's just sad they have nothing better to do, and they did literally crash out like this dude is doing right here.
Yes.
Remember, Malcolm X told us that the white liberal is the tricky fox, and they are the worst enemy to the Western Hemisphere, especially towards black people. I'm a land.
Thank you so much, Brian.
Just like Martin Luther King said that the white moderate is a big problem. I respect all of those arguments. The point is, Trump is not fucking helping your community, and the vast you people want to tell me that more black people are supporting Trump than not supporting. Like it's ridiculous. Like there's no question. The overwhelming majority, Trump might make some
You
gains, but
you
it's like a slight.
you can't shame us into like voting for who you think we're
I'm not
supposed to vote
shaming
for.
anybody anything. I
Yeah,
respect any black individual
you
person's right
no.
to have a
Democrats and
different
liberals, you
view.
guys shame us into anytime somebody comes around, they're not a don't vote for Kamala or whoever, you guys turn
Why
around and
can't you
tell
say
us
her name right? Like, do you realize how racist that is?
you
I know
guys
if
turn around
anybody
and
who's
tell us
racist against
you turn
anybody. Do you
into
know how
the
racist it is just to not pronounce her name right? It's so insulting.
why does that even matter? Like literally, it doesn't even matter. That doesn't even
If
matter.
you had an African sounding name and I refuse, if you told me how to pronounce
But
it correctly,
but
and I was
that's
like, no, Tariq, I ain't gonna pronounce your name Tariq. I'm just gonna call you Tariq because it's
sir.
not Tariq.
I
I'm gonna
mean,
call you how I want to. If you literally tell someone their name is what you want it to be and not them, that's the ultimate disrespect. Your
I
fucking name
I
is what
find the
you say
fact
it
that
is.
when you have a
Your name is
discussion with
what you say
people,
it is.
I find it disturbing that you have to get so emotional just to express yourself or have a
You're right.
discussion with
I'm
people.
emotional
I
about
mean, you need
people
to, I mean,
either their gender or
what
their
type of
name
behavior
not
is that
being
where you have
respected.
to blow up and act emotional when you're having a discussion with people? That doesn't
Why
make any
why can't
sense.
you call someone by the name that they want them to
But why
themselves
are
to be
you
called?
getting emotional over somebody else's name? That's her name. That's not yours.
So if I called you like a different race than what you were, would you be offended?
But that, I mean, what I'm saying is you're protecting somebody. That's somebody's completely different person. Why does that even matter to you?
Because I stand by this person and I don't like her being disrespected. And you know what? Attack her on her policies, attack her on her record. Don't fuck
But
with
see,
her name.
here's the other
Don't fuck
side of
with her
that.
name.
Here's the other side of that, right? If you guys see something about Trump, then you don't want anybody pointing that out, right? Like if you say
Apples and
something,
oranges. I call him by his
you
fucking name. I don't call him Frumpf or Fuckface. Like I call him Donald Trump. That's
yeah,
his
but
name. I don't
you
fucking
guys threw a lot
pretend
of
like
rhetoric
I
out
get
there.
to reinvent his
You call
name.
them Nazis and all this other shit that ain't even
No,
actually
he's a
accurate.
fascist. He's not a Nazi, but he's definitely a fascist. He's not a Nazi. There's no evidence that he's a Nazi. He likes Nazis, he admires Nazis, but he's not a Nazi. But he's definitely a fascist, according to Lieutenant General John Kelly, according to his former Secretary of Defense.
RP.
Okay, this isn't me, liberal Brian, who hates Trump. This is
RC, hop in, brother. Hop in, RC.
Yo, I lean Democrat, but this guy is unhinged. Like, like I'm actually like more moderate because of this type of. I grew up Republican in a Christian family. I turned Democrat in my 20s and 30s, and now in my 40s, and now I'm leaning more moderate. And this is the kind of shit that I'm talking about.
Oh
This
yeah,
is why.
yeah.
It's the extremes. I'm sorry, didn't mean to cut you off.
Go ahead, man. But I feel you. The Democrats are crashing out, man, and it's a turn off. The way they act, their policies, the overall disposition. It's turning off black people. We're not rocking with them like that. It's turning off a lot of white moderates. So I feel where you're coming from, RC.
Well, I mean, I'll be completely honest. This is why I find myself. I'm a centrist. I vote my conscience because I feel like there are extremes in both parties, and I'm just sick of all the bullshit.
Yeah.
Like Republican, Democrat, everything to the far left and the far right. Like it's everything has become so polarized, and they're just trying to like push us further and further apart. And you know how that goes with those small, like the Bryans. Like, bro, I'm like, I just wandered into this space randomly, and I cannot believe the shit that is coming out of this guy's mouth. Like, trying to, like, I'm a white guy, and I'm fucking embarrassed
Mm.
listening to this clown. Like, I'm
Right.
I'm like embarrassed right now.
Can I just make one point?
Go ahead, Brian.
No, you bro,
All right,
like,
so one point I want to make, and
it's not
I
my
really
space.
don't want to be
You let him
interrupted.
go. But
Hold on,
like,
I just want to make
this
one
is
point.
so cringy. Like,
I just want
this
to make
is the
one
most
point, bro.
cringy thing.
Let me make
Like,
one
Brian,
point, and
hold.
then you can respond. I want to
He's
make
been
one
talking
fucking point.
forever. Could you let me say something to him real quick?
You've
Go ahead.
been
Go ahead.
saying, I want to make one point and then respond. I
Brian,
want to make one point, and that's it.
Brian,
My one point is that I
Brian,
don't like it when liberals
Brian,
or
Brian,
other people
Brian,
tell black people that they're
Brian.
Uncle Toms for being conservative. I think black people and anybody has the same right as anybody else to be conservative or wrong or anything else. I don't like that. I think they should be engaged simply on the merits of their ideas. And so calling people black Uncle Toms is not useful. And I never use that phrase. I know a lot of my black friends will use that phrase, but I never use that phrase as a white person. I think it's inappropriate. I think I get to engage,
you've said that multiple times.
uh,
Okay,
okay,
let me get brother.
and
sorry.
your ideas are terrible.
Okay, let me get brother McCall in here. McCall,
Great minister of code.
how are you, sir?
Here we go. I think Brian just ruined my morning. Brian, how are you, sir?
I'm
How are you,
hanging
sir?
in there.
Okay, just
I
relax.
appreciate your
I,
respectful engagement.
yeah, I know you just had a birthday. How was your birthday?
It was depressing, but also like the beginning of something new.
I understand. I understand. It'll be greater later. Listen, just friend to friend. In this election, it's not as much about demographic as it is about psychographic. You're a smart man. You know what that means. It's not about
It's
black.
psychographic.
Yeah, psychographic. It's not as much about generation X, Y. It's primarily about generation C, the connected generation. I know you know what that means as well. Well, I
I,
like
I,
to let
I
you know.
confess I'm ignorant, so I want you to educate me
No,
and bring me up to
you
this
can,
knowledge.
because I don't want to waste too much of your time and our brother Tariq's time. But I just want to say this: be enlightened. The messaging that you're communicating is off. You have to read the room. And foundational Black Americans, we know this, that we're on our own. I'm neither Democrat or Republican. I'm a technocrat, and you know what that means. We as a people are focused on our agenda, what our paradigm will be after this election. We have work to do. You understand? And I'll land with this. People forced against their will are of the same opinion still. Okay, think about that. Thank you, Brother Tariq, for the opportunity to speak, and thank you,
Thank you, brother.
Mr. Brian, for listening to me. I'll land.
Thank you so much.
And listen, I respect everything this gentleman just said. And what I want to say is, I'm well aware of, believe it or not, I'm well aware of the differences between African Americans, slave descent Americans, Caribbean American immigrants, African American immigrants. I'm aware of the tensions and the disagreements and the differences in these communities. And I am not going to tell you that Kamala Harris has the same background as someone who has been growing up watching Roots from when that show first came out, and she has the same background in this country as all of you. I'm not telling you. I'm not some ignorant freaking idiot. Okay, I promise you. I'm not telling you that a woman who is his has a Jamaican father that's an immigrant and an Indian American mother is the same as African Americans, and that her experience is the same as African Americans. But like Obama said, and it's not completely 100,000,010% like everything is equal, but he said, I still had trouble getting a cab in New York. There is a shared black experience, even among different groups. And what I'm telling you is that don't discount her blackness. Don't mispronounce her freaking name. If she says her name is whatever it is, respect that. You can respect the fact that she's not of slave descent African American population, that she comes from a East or a West Indian and an Indian, an East.
Now, let me slow down on that. We don't owe Kamala Harris no respect whatsoever.
No, just pronounce her name.
Kamala Harris told black people she ain't gonna do nothing that's only gonna benefit black people. We don't owe her a damn thing. We owe her zero respect. This woman don't respect our reparations claim. She doesn't respect us wanting tangibles and needing tangibles as a black marginalized group. But she has helped and stumped for other groups to get tangible resources, including her fellow Asians. We owe
So
her
listen,
dust.
I want to agree with you on this. I want to agree with you on this,
Go
okay? Because this isn't about politics, right? As a matter of principle, I agree with reparations for Black Americans. And I'm sick of universities and businesses hiring African immigrants and Caribbean immigrants, and to say that they're hiring Black Americans. That's not the same thing. I think that's bullshit. I think you guys are being screwed over by I'm not saying that these people have it easy either, but the idea that we give a Jamaican immigrant or a Nigerian immigrant something and we're like, oh, we're doing justice by Black American. No, I'm with you on that, but just pronounce her freaking name the way she pronounces it. Do not disrespect her that way. That's what I'm telling you. And you don't have to vote for her, and you don't have to
We'll
agree with her.
give her the same respect she gives us. Let's get Eric John in here. Let's get EJ in here. EJ, hop in, brother.
Hey
And
Tariq, how you
thank you
doing?
for
Can you
having me.
let
I'm gonna go. Look. We didn't like each other. We didn't agree, but you let me speak. We had an exchange. I respect you for that. Uh, Thank you for having me. I honestly mean that. I gotta go. I got to do
Yep.
tomorrow,
Yes.
but thank you for having me. I mean it.
Thank you so much. Brian is a Democrat operative. Go ahead, EJ.
boy, thank God the meth pipe has left the building because this dude right here, man, this is why I don't vote because these folks just come out of the woodwork every 4 years babbling on both sides. This dude need his ass whipped. How dare you come up in here and tell us that you know so much about the Black American community? You don't know nothing about our people. And Kamala Harris, Trump too. I don't want to vote for these people because the anger and the energy just come out on both sides. See, this is why some of our people are ass backwards, and this is why some of our people is going to get left behind because it's ignorant ass dudes like this on both sides that don't know what the hell they talking about. This lady has not did anything for the Black American community. She does not come from our lineage. And who is you, Cracker, to be coming up in here telling us what we need to do, who we need to vote for? If I want to say Camellia, Camellia, Kamala Shang Sung Harris name wrong, I can do that as a foundational Black American. This woman has not done anything for the Black American community. This woman is not of our lineage, and it's always people like this getting into black people's business when it comes to our lineage, when it comes to our reparations. This lady said she wasn't gonna do nothing for the Black American community.
Mhm.
So why the hell would I vote for this woman? And this is the moral of the story. Please let this damn election be over with. I'm so sick and tired of these damn commercials. And I wouldn't mind 4 more years of Trump. I know how this dude get down, and I'd rather have him in the office than hear her cooking collard greens in the White House and making the room stink. But thank you, Tariq, for letting me come on, man.
Thank you.
I'm going back to sleep.
Thank you. Oh, goodness, my goodness, family, these Democratic operatives. This guy, yeah, the DNC must have sent him over here because they're monitoring our spaces because of the election, and these people are on pins and needles because their jobs are on the line. These are people who are working for these little think tanks and these little um advocacy groups. They're working for these little groups, so their jobs and careers are on the line. That's why they're so damn desperate. Listen to the Democratic shills. They are extremely desperate when they call up. Now, like our brother Neely Fuller said, the dominant society, when they come to black people, the first thing they do, they come to us with deception. When deception doesn't work, it immediately gets into violence. And this guy was a perfect example of that. He kept trying to be deceptive. He tried to be smooth. I respect you guys, man. I really respect everything you do. I appreciate you having me up here, dude. He was on that, and then he kept talking and BSing around. Uh, Obama allocated money for he deprived the police from funds. Like, no, he didn't. No. See, listen, family. These white Democrats, they're used to talking to dumb Negroes. They're used to talking to Negroes who listen to Sexy Red. You understand what I'm saying? Those are the black people they interact with. That's the extent of blackness with them. The Sexy Red crowd and the church crowd. They think we're all dumb like that. And I'm not saying all the church crowd is dumb, but there's a lot of dumb church Negroes. Let's be real. The old dumb plantation crowd. So that's what they think of black society. Us, on the other hand, again, when we don't have the plantation mindset, that throws them off. They're used to black folks with the plantation mindset. So what they're used to is getting around black people, whatever they say, plantation mindset Negroes usually go along with it. He white, so he must be saying something true. So, okay, Kamala Harris, she must not have locked up a whole bunch of people. White man says she didn't, so it must be true. So they're used to the white Democrat operatives coming around saying anything and Negroes just believing them, the Sexy Red crowd and the church crowd. But when they come over here to us, we're the Maroons, we're the runaways, we're the free Negroes. We think freely. We actually know how to read. You see, this is somewhat of an intellectual crowd over here. We're not the dummies. So when you say something, we've already fact checked it. No, that's not true. He started talking about Obama went down and made people accountable in Ferguson. No, the hell he didn't. He didn't do a damn thing. I was there. I know what they didn't do. Not only did Obama and his DOJ and the government did not punish any of the race soldiers, they were covertly offing many of the activists. One of my good buddies down there, my good brother Darren Seal, got offed out there in a mysterious murder. So yeah, they were sending operatives down there to off people. They were doing all types of deceptive stuff. When I went out there to Baltimore, they had billions of dollars worth of weapons and military vehicles out there on the people. They weren't withholding a dime. They didn't make nobody accountable. So he wasn't going to get these lies off over here. You're not going to get those kind of lies off. Trying to prop up Obama. Dude, we know better over here. And when he saw he couldn't be deceptive, then it got right into some violence. So I'm like, yo, man, Kamala ain't gonna do no better. Pronounce her goddamn name right, dude. It's Kamala, man. You pronounce her freaking name right, goddammit. It's Kamala, dude. Kamala, dude. I know the black community, dude. I talk to pollsters, dude. Pollsters don't like Trump, buddy. They like Kamala. And pronounce her freaking name right, dude. Like, if you don't slow your little old mayonnaise encrusted ass down, calm down. You calm down. You freaking say her freaking name right. It's Kamala, not no goddamn Kamala, dude. He went into slave master mode. Man, if you don't calm your ass down, I said, let me bring up other people. Don't bring no other people. I'm goddamn talking, man. Dude, this ain't about you, Brian. Man, if you don't put that pipe down and put it back on the stove and let it cool down or something. No, goddammit, it's Kamala, man. I polled several blacks, dude. The blacks don't like Trump, buddy. How you gonna tell me what black folks like? I know your people, dude. I know you. I've done a poll, dude. How you gonna fucking tell me, man? I'm a pollster, dude. Dude, I'm living the black experience, dude. Damn a poll. Good freaking grief. What's wrong with these Democrats, man? These people really look at us as property. And if we get off the plantation, boy, they get the whips and the hound dogs out, man. Good grief. These people are insane. And you wonder why Kamala's numbers are not where they should be. Let me get my good brother Black Alpha in here. Black Alpha, hop in, sir. Man, what's wrong with these people, Black Alpha?
Brother, that clock is ticking on them right now.
Yeah.
They know in about 24 hours and pink slips is coming.
Oh,
So
yeah. Oh, yeah.
they
Oh, yeah.
real shit.
Oh, yeah.
Did he go, did he not go real, if you don't vote for me, you ain't black Joe Biden from 2020?
Yeah.
Real talk. Hey, brother, I'm gonna tell you right now, we talking about hidden colors, brother. You got a whole vote right there. Just cap that whole exchange right there, and that's a whole segment of your new hidden colors, family.
Real.
Peace out, brother.
My man, thank you so much. Man, man, man. Yeah, these people are desperate, man, because look, if Kamala loses, and I say Kamala, I'm a foundational Black American. We just emphasize vowels different. Damn all that. You ain't gonna whip me into that's racist saying Kamala did. What? That's goddamn racist, man. You're like a goddamn Nazi saying Kamala did. That's racist. She's black like you, buddy. I'm like, what the hell are you talking about? All over the place. But listen, these people are very desperate because if Kamala loses tomorrow, these people are out of jobs. You understand that? There's a lot of folks who are going to lose jobs tomorrow. Ain't that right, T.S. Giselle? You're going to have to go back to slinging bussy. A lot of you guys are going to be out of jobs when these election results come in because it looks like Trump is going to get this thing. It looks like Trump is going to get it. So the OnlyFans is going to be look. I want y'all to look at Google Trends. Everybody look at Google Trends right now. And then when the election is over, look at the spike of OnlyFans on Google Trends. Look at the spike of OnlyFans accounts. I think Brian is going to be out there selling bussy with T.S. Giselle on OnlyFans. They're going to do an ebony and ivory OnlyFans thing. It's going to be hectic on OnlyFans. Oh my goodness, the OnlyFans accounts are going to be on hit tomorrow or later on today, whoever listening to this thing. It's going to be incredible because a lot of folks are going to be out of a job. Because I think Trump is going to take this thing. And let me say this. The Democrats are so damn deceptive. They just might finesse it. They might finesse it. Listen, let me tell you something. As a foundational Black American, who's in Black society and in Black culture, and I'm tapped in with Black people all over the country. I don't see a lot of Black people, personally, who really supports Kamala like that. I do not see a whole bunch of Black people that's really, really supporting Kamala like that. You have some, but I just don't see a whole bunch of it. Huh? That's why they're trying to appeal to Black people so much. This is why they keep trying to use these shaming tactics.
Rude work, feel that natural flow. Rude work, stay fresh wherever you go. Rude work, I like the way it feels. Rude work, the magic is so real.